billionaire was ready to call the police after catching a group of kids vandalizing his luxury car. But the moment he saw one little girl's face, he froze. She looked exactly like him. Even his assistant couldn't help joking, "Boss, are you sure that's not your daughter?" Raghav brushed it off as a coincidence. After all, he had never seen the child before. But everything changed when the girl's mother arrived. The second he saw her, his entire world stopped. It was Nia, his wife, the woman who had disappeared 5 years ago while pregnant with his child. Back then, Nia had become convinced that Raghav was having an affair with another woman. Heartbroken, she left divorce papers behind and vanished without a trace. Before leaving, she told him something that shattered him completely. She claimed she had lost their baby. For 5 long years, Raghav lived with that pain. He searched everywhere for her, desperate for answers, but she was nowhere to be found. Now fate had suddenly brought them face to face again, and the truth was far more shocking than he could have imagined. Nia hadn't lost their child. After leaving him, she had secretly given birth, not to one child, but 3. 2 boys and 1 little girl. The children had grown up hearing only one side of the story. They believed their father had betrayed their mother and abandoned them. To them, Raghav was the villain. That was exactly why they had targeted his luxury car. They wanted revenge for their mother's pain. The 2 boys managed to escape when Raghav arrived, but their little sister wasn't so lucky. When Nia learned that her daughter had been caught, panic immediately took over. She was terrified. If Raghav discovered the truth, he might fight for custody of the children. Just then, her phone rang. It was Raghav. Surprisingly, he sounded calm. "I have no interest in hurting or scaring the kids," he said. "I just want to know why they hate me so much." His words made Nia even more nervous. Meanwhile, Raghav couldn't stop thinking about the messages scratched onto his car. "Cheating father, you abandoned us." The accusations made no sense to him. As he looked at the little girl sitting there crying, all of his anger disappeared. He sat beside her and gently explained why damaging someone's property was wrong. Then he softly asked about her family, but the little girl refused to answer. Her mother had always warned her never to reveal their identities, especially not to her bad father. The girl's innocence slowly melted Raghav's heart. For some strange reason, being around her felt natural, comfortable, almost as if she belonged in his life. He gave her chocolates, snacks, and toys while waiting for her mother to arrive. The more he talked to her, the more attached he became. Then a painful thought crossed his mind. If his child had survived, she would probably look exactly like this little girl. A short time later, Nia finally arrived. She had covered herself completely. A mask hid most of her face, and loose clothing concealed her appearance. Pretending to cough, she claimed she had a severe viral infection and didn't want anyone else getting sick. While speaking, she kept signaling her daughter to stay quiet. The little girl immediately understood and ran into her mother's arms. But something felt wrong. Every movement, every gesture, every word, made Raghav feel like he knew this woman. Nia could sense his suspicion growing. The longer she stayed, the more likely he was to recognize her. Trying to leave as quickly as possible, she offered to pay for all the damage caused to the car. Then she turned toward the door. But Raghav couldn't take his eyes off her. His instincts were screaming that this wasn't a stranger. This was someone he had loved. Someone he had searched for during 5 painful years. Just as she reached the exit, Raghav suddenly grabbed her wrist. Nia immediately tried to pull away. Her heart was racing. She knew that if she stayed 1 second longer, everything would be exposed. But it was already too late. One look, one movement, one familiar sound of her voice. That was all Raghav needed. After 5 years of searching, he had finally found his missing wife.